Hi guys, it's Jade from Boho Bookworm. Once again, it has been a while, and that is because for once I have a good excuse. I have been travelling, and you guys know how much I love my travel. I went to South Africa to visit my family, and then I went to Madagascar, which was just absolutely sensational. I finished reading The Stranger Beside Me by Anne Rule while I was in Madagascar, and that is a true crime book about Ted Bundy, and Anne Rule knew him personally but didn't know he was this, serial killer, rapist who was bludgeoning women to death in their sleeps and stuff. And I haven't yet watched the Bundy tapes, but I really want to. The book is magnificently long, but it's really good. I did enjoy it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. And I think the reason it lost a star for me is because in the book it feels like Anne Rule is a bit silly or naive, and I feel bad saying that, but there just comes a time where you've got to accept that someone is a serial killer and that you should probably stop sending them money in jail for cigarettes or writing them letters, or I don't know. I just found her quite just a bit unsure regardless of all the evidence, and she didn't want to believe he was a serial killer, but he was. And the book itself is very well written, very well researched. I really enjoyed it, and it's one that I would read again one day, but my copy's like bloody fallen apart because it's like over 600 pages long or something. But yes, I did love it. It's Anne Rule herself that just made it lose a mark for me, because I don't know, I don't give people more chances. So if I know that they've done something bad, especially fucking murdered someone, you block them off, you don't give them anything, you don't support them in any way. So yeah, that's the only issue I had with the book. Now I am busy reading American Psycho by Bret Easton Ellis, and my goodness me, I've not seen the movie yet, which is I'm probably one of the last people on earth that haven't seen it, but I've always wanted to read the book, so I decided to pick the book up first. I am now 126 pages in, and I must say, 126 pages in, the constant fashion brand name dropping is just destroying me. It is so tiresome to read about all these labels, and this dude just cared. I get the point, okay? He's from Wall Street, he's rich, he's fabulous, he cares a lot about fashion and the fashion industry, but it's still it's just too much. You can emphasize that in one chapter, but then move on with the rest of the story. Secondly, there's a lot of stuff about just dialogue that does not need to be there. All these dudes just go out for drinks at these fancy bars, and they just say, "Oh, is that person?" And they're like, "No, that's that person." And there's a lot of names to remember, and you're just like, but that's happened in 126 pages a dozen times already. So they just keep mistaking random people and then having pages and pages of conversations about it, and I'm just like, what is the point? And from a feminist perspective, the way that Bret talks about women, or his character, Patrick Bateman, he says, "Oh, this woman's a hard body, she's blonde, great tits, blah blah blah." It just grills me. I just want to fucking slam the book down. But then around the 100 page mark, I did notice that it was getting a little bit darker and finally something happening, but it's so little and sporadic that it's hard to really keep reading it, because this guy's obviously got this absolutely sick and twisted mind, and the things he wants to do to women and things he thinks about them in his head and stuff is disturbing as hell. But oh god, someone's sending me post, hold on, sorry about that, I just got a parcel. So I will open that in a bit and see what it is. But for now, back on to American Psycho. There's a lot about it that is just very strange, if you know what I mean. Like, it's making me crave food a lot, which is not really out of the ordinary, but their food that they eat and they describe in this book is so decadent and amazing and weird. Like, it's stuff I've never heard of before, but it's very fascinating reading about it. The other thing that really gets to me is, so I don't understand the point of this book yet. You know, I haven't researched much about the movie, but I know it's about like an American psychopath that works on Wall Street and is all la-di-da and shit. But, you know, he's having these conversations with people or with women, and while they're talking, he goes off on a tangent about the things that he wants to do to them, like in murder and rape and decapitate them and cut their limbs off and stuff. And the way he says it, and they just ignore it. Like, I don't know, maybe if you've seen the movie, I'm not sure, but is it stuff he thinks he's saying, but it's actually in his head? Or do these women just literally think it's a joke? Like, I wouldn't. If someone said that to me, I would leave straight a fucking way. That's just a given. Anyway, I'm sure there was more about this book that I wanted to tell you, but anyway. The other book that I am busy reading is Blood Orange, and that's on Audible, and I am enjoying it. The main character's got the kind of typical trope, you know, she's an alcoholic and she doesn't realise how bad she is, and she's fucking up at work, and she's upsetting her husband and her daughter, but she's also like she's investigating this murder case or something, and it's a wife that murdered the husband, but she can't remember doing it and she blacked out. So it's all very intriguing and I am enjoying it, but I've been having a really massive problem getting into audiobooks lately, which is really odd because normally I like them. But so that's what I'm busy reading. What have I read lately? I feel like I should fill you in on some stuff. There is construction going on nearby, so sorry about that, but I feel like I've read some really amazing things lately. I'm just trying to remember. Anyway, while I think about that, let's do this. The Missing Years by Elliot. And it says, "We all have our secrets." Pretty cool cover. So it says, "An eerie Scottish manor in the middle of nowhere that's now hers." I really love books set in Scotland. Outlander is just, I need to continue with that series. Anyway, so Elsa Calder has inherited half a house. Well, that's nice. The other half belongs to a man who disappeared without a trace 27 years ago. Her father. Oh, right, that kind of makes sense. Leaving London behind to settle her mother's estate, Elsa returns to her... Why do people put weird names as their main characters? I don't get it. Returns to her childhood home nestled amongst the craggy peaks of the Scottish Highlands, accompanied by the half-sister she's never taken the time to get to know. With the past threatening to swallow her whole, she can't escape the claustrophobic feeling that the house itself is watching her, or ignoring how animals take care never to set foot within its garden. And when Elsa confronts the first nighttime intruder, she sees that the manor's careless, rugged beauty could cost her everything. So that sounds pretty interesting. Karen Dion, who wrote The Marsh King's Daughter, a book that I wasn't a big fan of, said that it's very addictive. All the Missing Girls author Megan Miranda says it's gripping and captivating. And Mail Online says demands a one-sit read. So I'm excited. I have been getting a shit ton of books lately. So I went away for a month, got home, and there was a stack about, I'm not even joking, like that big, waiting for me at my front door of parcels like this from the publishers with books. So I have now requested another bookshelf again for my birthday, which is next month. So hopefully I get a bookshelf, because all my books are now just piling up on the floor right now. Some of them are keeping this camera up because why not? Multiple purposes. But I'm thinking of doing a book haul of all the books I got while I was away traveling. So if you're interested in that, let me know in the comments down below. Let me know how you've been. as I've said 1,000 times before, I really do want to get back into filming and YouTube and Booktube in particular, and also AuthorTube, because I do want to start writing again, but at the moment I don't really feel like myself, coming back from holiday, trying to find a job, which is pretty damn tough. No money, feeling a bit shit about myself, gained weight. I've been running a lot, which is really good. I'm trying to get those endorphins flowing. And otherwise, I have started watching a show on Netflix, well, a couple of shows really, but one is called Ozark, which I watch with my partner, and that's really good. The first season was definitely better. And then I've started watching Slasher, which my partner won't watch with me because he thinks it's bad for your mind, but it's basically like Scream times 1,000. It's so gory and graphic and scary, but I'm loving it. And that's the one thing I couldn't decide if it was American Psycho, because obviously this does get to you with the things that this guy says, they're pretty brutal, or Slasher on Netflix. If it was one of those two that gave me this night terror the other night, which obviously night terrors aren't fun, but it was a pretty freaky ass dream, and woke up with a massive start sweating and trying to breathe and stuff, and it was a horrible dream, one that I'll never repeat and just wish I could forget. But yeah, I think it was a bit of a combination of both, to be honest. But yeah, that's what I've been up to. And again, I'm sorry that I just keep coming and going on YouTube. I do want to get back into it, I really do. I just, it sounds silly because, for the last couple of months, I haven't had a job. I have been traveling a little bit for 1 month, but besides that, I've got all this time to film. I just don't feel like me at the moment, Or I feel like there's so much other stuff to do. But then I look at my day and I'm like, what have I done today? I've just sat on the sofa, drank wine, and watched Married at First Sight Australia. Riveting, really, but it kind of is, but it's like my guilty pleasure. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling now. I hope you're happy to see me again. If you're still around, don't give up on me just yet, please. I just need a bit of love and support. Anyway, yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. See ya.